Today I'm going to show you how you can memorize a whole bunch of scales just by knowing the major scale. Alright, let's come over here to our trusty whiteboard. Guitar scales. Let's learn several of them today. Now the key concept that I want you to take away from this video is that the major scale is the key or the doorway to everything else, meaning we can use the major scale to find all these other scales. So let's draw the major scale pattern here. I'm sure you're familiar with this pattern. If you're not, I have a video on how to memorize this. This is how it sounds. It's also called the Ionian Mode. If you take away that 4th degree there and the 7th degree, you have now a new scale, which is the major pentatonic scale, which has these degrees. Really just taking away 2 notes from the major scale. Now let's redraw the major scale here, pattern, add some few notes here. If we take away these notes, and instead we just shift the notes over 1 degree, so our first note now becomes what was the 2nd degree of the major scale before. So it's just shifted everything over 1 note down the scale. Now keeping the same pattern, if we move the note instead of over to the 2nd note, the 1st note, we move it to the 3rd and use that as our new 1st note. Now we have this mode, the Phrygian mode. Again, just using the major scale pattern, but shifting where our 1 is, we change the whole sound. Now moving to the 4th, the 1 to the 4th degree of the regular major scale, we have the Lydian mode. And these all have different vibe. Moving the 1 to the 5th note in the major scale, we have the Mixolydian. We're just shifting everything down. Notice we're just keeping the same pattern the whole time. Moving on to the 6th note, we have the Ionian mode, which is also known as minor or natural minor or the relative minor of the major scale. And finally, the last mode of the major scale is the Locrian mode, which is where we use the 7th note of the major scale as our new 1st degree. And that's all the modes. I hope this has been helpful to you guys. And now get to memorizing. Real quick review. Major scale has a whole step, a half step, 3 more whole steps and a half step as its interval pattern. Now, all of the modes, they have their own interval patterns. But using this trick of shifting the notes down, we can just use the major scale pattern as a key or a gateway to memorize all of these. Now it's a little more complicated in this with regards of what's happening in the background, but this is how you can start to explore the modes and memorize all these scales. Take care and have fun with that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you liked the video, consider subscribing to the channel for more guitar related content like this.